Welcome to Realty Real Talk. I am Ashley O'Borney. Here's my co-host.
I'm Tyler Lunger with Coldwell Banker, NHS Real Estate, as well as NHS Commercial.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Today we have one of our agents, Tanner Pinyan, and his sister-in-law, Diana Pinyan.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk today about your Airbnbs and staging, which this lovely home that we're in right now, Diana's stage, as you can see behind me, is beautiful.
That's a fantastic
Woo.
job.
Thank you guys. But we want to start out talking a little bit about Airbnbs. So, Tanner, you want to take over a little bit? Is you're a little more familiar on?
Yes,
Failed it, but
years ago when we were at Bruce State College, Cool Cats. See, I'll introduce her. So, Real went to Bruce State, and she met my brother. He played basketball. She was a cheerleader. Love story for the movies. But then, yeah, so you guys moved to Lincoln, right?
Yep.
Eventually and stuff. And then what happened first? The Airbnbs, you got some of those?
Yep. So we got our first Airbnb, I think it was like 2022. I'm going to say it was the Black Box. So actually, this ties back to Peru State. It was Tucker and I's first date was at this building in Peru called the Black Box. So we had our first date. We're like, oh, we got to use this. It was kind of where the name came from. So the theme of the Airbnb is all like black. It's super cool, super just, it's an experience for sure. So that's what you always want to do with Airbnbs. You want to have an experience. You want it to pop out, be different. So yeah.
Where's that one located at?
It's in the Havelock area.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so he got because you guys lived a couple houses down the street, right?
Yep.
On Harley Street.
Yep.
And then you acquired that house. I remember I was ripping the siding off. Yeah. Ripping nails off and stuff. Because, yeah, everything, well, like what she was saying is like, if you want your Airbnb to be successful, it can't just be like a regular rental. It can't be like just like a hotel room, basically. People are going there to get likes on Instagram, essentially. They want to take pictures. So it doesn't matter if the bedroom's made of concrete, right?
As long as it looks good in photos.
So that, black toilet.
Nice. I want to see this.
Everything's, black and stuff, which is pretty cool. So that was the first one that you guys got. And then you have one down your campus. And what's that?
Which campus? UNL campus?
UNL, yeah. Yep. So it's the Pink House. It's literally across the street from Bob DeVanny. So it does really well for us.
Nice.
But yeah, that one was so fun. It was just like my fun little dollhouse. It's all pink. We see our
Toasted.
Casita Rosita. Yeah.
So I have a question. You started in 2022, and I feel like Lincoln's become pretty infiltrated with a lot of Airbnbs. So the whole theme and standing out is like super important. Did it take a while to get traction, or was it like you really booked pretty easily because you did have like your own set theme for these?
Yeah, it was actually crazy. Like we listed it and it was like ding, like we had a booking. We're like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? We had no idea what we were doing. But yeah, it was, we have a steady, it's crazy. You wouldn't think that, Lincoln, Nebraska, but for the most part, I would say out of the whole month, we probably have like 3 vacancies.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah, they do really well. I think they're both 2-bed, 1-bath, so smaller houses. So I think that is also kind of, helpful. Sure, just quick little trip, getaway, whatever. So yeah.
I thought it was mostly going to be local people. Like I thought it was going to be, a lot of students from Nebraska Wesleyan, their parents, because it's pretty close to Wesleyan. But there's people like driving across I-80 through the United States of America.
Right.
And it's not there. So it's like, the little book you had, the sign-in book where people write and stuff, it's like all over the United States.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Is there any other secrets to the high occupancy thing there, or is it just unique experience?
I think unique experiences, customer service. So we have everything automated. So like the moment you book, there's a message. The moment like you're going to check in, we have a message. So it's all automated and it's really good. People love that. They want to make sure they know what they're getting into,
Right.
Communication. And I think that's also a big thing. I think reviews also, that's a huge thing. So just going the extra mile, like, having like coffee pods, tea, like all the amenities and stuff.
Little details here and there.
For sure.
The automation of the Airbnb, it's good for the owner and the investor, right? And it makes everything, payment, booking, all that easy. But it's also easier for the customer as well. They just do everything online. That's just the world we live in, where it's like people don't ever have to talk to anyone. You get some automated stuff.
Yeah.
But I know something we wanted to touch on was there's some hard times too. Airbnbs are notorious for parties.
Oh no.
The people will rent one just to party and stuff. And so I know one time you were telling me you had a party there and then you had a guest stay not long after that. Right?
Yep. And so this is actually a crazy story. So party, we got it cleaned out. We got, repairs, all of that stuff. And then it was like maybe a week later, a guest stays there. We're pet friendly, so their dog is there. And they found an edible under the bed. Or the dog did.
Oh no.
Yeah, the dog did.
The dog did.
Oh no.
So I get like, my phone's like blowing up, messages, phone calls, and I'm like, what is happening? Well, this lady, Tucker actually talked to her, was like crying, bawling, like, my dog, I don't know what's going on. Well, dog went to the
Dog's so good though.
Oh yeah. It ended up being fine. Like, I was terrified, obviously like dogs are like people's babies. But ended up being okay. And now we have like a fantastic relationship. So what I did was like went the extra mile, got their home address, sent them like a gift basket for the dog, just make sure like they were like, I don't need a bad review, whatever. And now like they come back, they always stay with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fine. So a disaster, just
Oh yeah.
Great story. Yeah.
repairing the relationship, having good customer service. Because I was thinking the other day, last weekend I stayed in a hotel for that wedding, and the staff of the hotel were so rude to me. They were so rude. They totally ripped me off and stuff. And it's like, in a world where it's like kind of hard to find good customer service, and you were able to take a situation that was not good.
Oh yeah.
Dogs can't have chocolate or other shit.
Great.
Some people, and I mean, honestly, some hosts probably would have been like, oh, I hope they never come back here again, or like never contact me again, So you guys obviously made an impression on them.
Yeah.
So do you primarily, the term Airbnb is its own, company. Do you primarily list your properties on there, or do you utilize some other ones, or?
Yep. So we have them listed on Airbnb. That's the main one, VRBO and Booking.com. Okay. And we have our property management software. So we use Uplisting for that. With that, it gets all the calendars, does everything for us. So we don't have to do anything worried.
Yeah, that's what
that's
great. If they can coordinate.
Yeah, it all coordinates everything.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. We love it. And it makes our life super simple. Like, we don't really have to do much. I mean, it does it all for us.
And do they price themselves? Because the pricing changes throughout the week.
Yeah. So we have another software. It's called Price Labs, and it kind of shows you what other places are going, for that night. If there's like a concert, it'll up the price. So we don't have to do any of that either. It
That's
automates
awesome.
all of that for us too.
So do you have like a cleaning crew? I know sometimes people clean their own, or you guys have a cleaning
We have a team of like 5 ladies, and so again with the Uplisting, it's automated. It sends them a message when a house needs cleaned, and whoever gets to it first will
clean the
Yeah, they need a job. So we literally, it pays them through there. Like, we do nothing.
Oh my
It's like
God.
a super automated.
So it's just like random people we know like that. So our my mom, her mother-in-law, we worked at Hy-Vee a whole bunch of years, right? So it's like literally ladies that work at Hy-Vee looking for like electric cash for a clean job. Well, clean Airbnb real quick. So it's like,
it's easy. That's awesome.
Great job, So like,
Well, then it's always done. I mean, you have 5 different crews.
Right.
You're not going to be waiting for one company. That
Right.
Maybe, we can't get to today.
exactly, yeah. And it's been really good.
So there's like some people that make their full-time job like running Airbnbs, and you guys have a lot going on. Like, you do staging, and your husband has flips. Like, is 2 like we're good, like we're comfortable with 2, or are you like, oh, maybe do another one somewhere else, or?
We kind of want to, go out of state. And that's our goal for this year, is to get something in like tropical, warmer weather. So if we end up doing that, we'll of course list it on Airbnb and kind of see how that goes for us. So yeah.
they had another one. They had a little greenhouse as well. So yeah, there's a color theme, I guess. So there's, it's really cool. It's really eclectic, but it sold with that because it was a package deal on another property. But
Yeah.
you had that one too and stuff. And the smaller ones are a little bit easier, a little more affordable. So just the 2-bed, 1-baths are easy, and people like to stay in like small places too. Like, look how small the house was I stayed in.
The tiny house.
Oh yeah,
Those are fun.
I would rather like personally like stay in a smaller. I don't know. I feel awkward like staying in these big, home, like big 2-story homes or whatever Airbnbs. So yeah. So I want to switch to staging, because that is also a big part of your work is staging. As we said, this lovely home's been staged. So tell me a little bit about how you got into that. Like, when did that start? Was that because of kind of the Airbnbs, or were you doing it before that, or?
So I've always loved design. That's like one of my passions, home decor, all of that stuff. And when we started flipping houses, I'm like, well, I can just stage it myself. And I started doing that. People started noticing, who staged this house. And it kind of just snowballed from there. It was just we had a few realtors we worked with, and from there the word kept getting out, and now we have like a huge warehouse with all my stuff, and I own a lot of the furniture now. At first, I was renting and all of that, but now it's definitely growing.
The warehouse is nice because like I've had listings where we couldn't move a piano. I've left a lot of pianos. I just moved the outside warehouse and
No kidding.
Still too at their rubber store. So tell me a little bit about your radius of where you'll go, because you've done one for me, Beatrice, and I know you go to Columbus, but like, how far out does your radius go from Lincoln?
So, I mean, I'll go like really anywhere. If it's within like probably 2 hours, that's probably my max, I would say, if I have to drive the box truck. But yeah, really just like Omaha, Beatrice, anywhere in like around like Columbus. Yep. So it just really depends how. Yeah.
How does it work on who is moving the stuff in? Is it Tanner and Tucker?
They have been so helpful.
you see what I'll say?
Yeah.
That's a word. Steve passes, yeah.
Yeah, but at first though, like believe it or not, it was just my mom and I like moving this furniture when it had to be. And actually, funny story, so it's a box truck, and I'm like, okay, I have to drive this now. But it was like dead of winter, super slick, super like icy, and my mom and I are carrying this like huge couch. I have no idea why I had such a heavy couch, but we got it in, and then next thing you know, some random guy just like comes around like, oh, are you moving in? I'm like, oh no, I'm just staging. He's like, well, good, this house is very haunted.
Oh no. Right.
Yeah, and I'm just
He
like,
just shows up. That's so weird.
right, and I'm just like,
Yeah, boss the whole time.
oh my gosh.
Is he haunting it?
No kidding.
Was
I'm
it
like,
haunted or not?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I didn't experience anything, but I was freaked out. Like,
Who does that? That's randomly. He probably walked away. He's like, haha, I got it.
Yeah, does this. Whenever we staged houses, people just walk out and be like, try to talk to you, ask a question. Like, hey, can I come inside the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have that a lot where people are like, can I take a look?
Oh, yeah. And everyone thinks I'm always moving in. I'm like, no, I'm just decorating. They're like, oh, okay. And like, can I look? And I'm like, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be for sale soon anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So,
we'll have some marketing.
Yeah.
So is it? Go ahead.
Go. You're probably gonna
How
ask
does
the
it
question.
kind of work? I mean, explain the whole staging process. So I know there's certain rooms that you do. Is there add-on rooms, things like that?
yep. So normally what it looks like is you set up a consultation. I'll come take a look at the house. And then the main rooms is like living, dining, kitchen, and bedroom. And then if you want to add rooms, we definitely can. But yeah, just kind of set up. Then we send over, proposal if everything looks good. We set up a date to stage. And normally it's like a day of staging, next day's photos. Super simple. And then once the house sells, we pick up and yeah.
And if the house doesn't sell, you usually are on a 30-day contract. And if you want to extend, they can
For sure. Yep. So if you want to extend, we could do 2 more weeks or a month. So I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Talk a little bit about, I know you have like consultation offerings too, like if they have their own furniture in there or like things they can do.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about.
yeah, so we can do walk and talk consultation. So what that means is I'll just come meet with like the homeowners and just kind of walk with them through the house. Like, hey, you should maybe get rid of this, or let's declutter this area a little bit. And yeah, just kind of give them tips and to make their house look really nice. And
I'm glad she does.
Ready.
When I have some with the seller or something, like, you need to tell them.
yeah,
I don't know how to tell them.
It does.
because they're bad news.
It's, harder for us sometimes to say, maybe you should take those adult, whatever those figurines are off my shot. I'd rather have like a professional, do that for the staging part.
yeah.
So
So yeah, I can definitely do that.
do you do quite a few of those or like?
Yeah, I do. I would probably say a week. I probably do like 3 of those.
Really?
3 or 4 a week. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So
She did one for me one time, and it was like, we had to walk. She walked through and said we had to have a conversation because I kid you not, every drawer we opened up, there was a handgun in there. You moved right to take freeze.
Wow. Yeah, maybe hide those when people start coming in here.
yeah.
That's pretty. You have any other funny stories like that? Staging stories?
Oh man, we've had 2 big parties,
Okay.
and yeah, but
What's big? Tell us the big part.
I mean, there was
4
like,
or 5 people in there. Or like,
oh no, like 50 kids, and it was like kids. And I was like,
house is like 850
crazy.
50 people in the
Oh my.
Yeah.
So what's the policy on that? Like if you find out about that? Or
So we just have to kind of bite the bullet, and then hopefully Airbnb will refund us if they destroy stuff. Yeah, radon machines are like our lifesavers. You just throw them in there because, you know, they always send those out.
Oh,
yeah.
Those great. We were talking about it on DP.
On the table.
Those are machines.
But yeah, so I mean, you just an Airbnb, they are pretty good to work with sometimes. You know, if you do have like things get destroyed and stuff, though.
You need the ozone machine because the biggest thing is if people start partaking in Satan's spinach. You know, it's just like that scent just lingers. I mean, when people are smoking in there, it just you can't get rid of that smell.
Anything that's in the horizon new? I know you said the Airbnb out of state. Is there anything else you guys have for some goals this year upcoming that you're wanting to share, or anything changing with the staging business that you're doing different?
I got my website done, so that's all good. So recently, the biggest thing I've kind of been doing is helping people like decorate small bedrooms in their, you know, like if they want to do like remodel their kitchen, I'll come and help them. If they want to remodel like a living room, you know, just small little interior updates. So that's kind of something I've been kind of working on. We'll see how that all progresses. You know, we are pretty busy with our own projects, but I enjoy it. So yeah.
What do you got coming up for 2025?
Well, same thing every day. Doing real estate, working on our ice cream stores. I don't know.
Do a shout out for the ice cream store.
Ice cream stores, yep, both on 7th Street, 7th and Vine, 70th and Van Dorn. It's been really tough for me lately. So, you guys didn't ask me how I was doing today, and the answer was
Oh no.
so I was going to share my plight with you guys.
Yeah.
So for Lent, I was giving up sweet treats, which you know is hard for me. You know, like it's
I mean, you own 2 ice cream stores. Like,
you know, so I'm ordering the ice cream on Tuesdays, and I'm like shaking, like just reading the flavors. It's,
Oh God.
I looked for actually sugar withdrawal is like a real thing. You know, I actually looked it up. So it's been really tough for me. But when Easter comes in Lent, so like I'm gonna be hooked up to like a cookies and cream ice cream will be. And but yeah, sure, the ice cream stores. It's
What are the ice cream stores called?
one
for those here?
Licks, Lincoln Ice Cream Company. One's called Scoops.
And they are located again.
70th and Vine and 7th and Van Dorn.
That's pretty easy. Just keep going on 70th.
It's a
Fucking ice cream.
And then when you get past Scoops, take a left, and you'll be at Cool Little Baker, and it's just real.
That's right. They're all up 70th.
So you're awesome. So you should just live on 70.
Ice cream, bring it to the real estate company, talk about buying a house.
Yeah, it's but just good business in general. It's like, yeah, if you have a good business idea, you know, that would work with other business existing. So the staging worked with the real estate, the roll-offs worked with the real estate, you know, and then you bring ice cream to open house, the whole the house sells itself.
With the open house.
That's your secret. I mean, now venturing into busy season for ice cream, I would think, like, you know, and it's getting warmer, people are going to be out. I mean, I eat ice cream all year long, but, you know, maybe there's more of a majority that
Yeah, when school gets out too, it's going to help, you know, when parents just let their kids run wild through the streets and get ice cream. You know?
Have you thought about an ice cream truck or a mobile? Did we talk about this? Did you have kind of a mobile truck one, or
we borrowed a truck from someone before, but we do have a couple caterings coming up, so which is nice. And then we have a couple large accounts where people will order, like we have oral surgery places that order ice cream for their patients and stuff, so that's always helpful. Large orders like that, but yeah, we want to get another truck just scoop ice cream at events and stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And back to staging, you have all of your properties obviously staged when they're your flips or, you know, vacant listings. And so I'm sure, like, I know when I had one staged, like you had your cards up, which was smart because then agent came through and was like, who staged you this? And so, you know, it probably has grown for you organically through means of that way too. So that's really cool.
Yeah, word of mouth is always the best. You can put all this stuff on social media, but if you get a good referral to word of mouth, it's just
it's the best.
Most effective.
Do you know off the top of your head how many agents you stage for right now?
Man, that's a tough question.
And tell us how many homes you staged last year.
Oh yeah.
I think it was just a little over 100.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah,
Do you have a goal for this year? Are you trying to keep it?
we'll go with like 200.
200.
Yeah,
I won't double.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's hard, yeah, because it's you move furniture around, you move from one house to the other house, you know, and stuff like that. It's fun, but like you said earlier, you don't want a heavy catch. It's all you have light furniture.
Yeah.
You have to have easy move furniture.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the biggest, like, you know, getting that light furniture was a game changer. So yeah.
So as we wrap up, what are the best ways to get a hold of you, Tanner, to help them with buying or selling a house
You can call me. I have a cell phone. Most people. So
Not a landline anymore.
no, I don't think I ever had a landline. So I have a cell phone. I'm sure it'll be put up on the screen somewhere or a link or somewhere. Just if this goes viral, I don't want to like come on my phone. And then I have social media. Instagram is Tanner Pinyan Realtor. I think that's what it is. And then you can Google my name on Facebook and it's going to come up and you can add me as your friend and I will accept. I'm sure I will.
He has the best social media videos. So I know you guys any good ones is in the work. And Diana, how do they reach you?
Yeah, they can just, reach me through Instagram, probably the best. My website is stagemicasita.com. So yeah.
And I can vouch for how easy it is to utilize the services. I text you, hey, you have time to stage this home and give you an address, and then you set up time to go run through and consult. If it's vacant, oftentimes you can just go in through and take a look and get it on schedule. So it's pretty easy. And like you said, stage and like turn around next day, I'll get photos done. So it's pretty easy.
Yep.
You have Sunshine lockbox access typically.
Yep, I do.
You shoot it internet. So she's pretty easy, very flexible.
Yep. Competitive pricing too. It's great. So, well, thank you both for being here.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait for this to go viral.
Great to Chris behind Mike in this. You never know what you're gonna get.
He's gonna have his own podcast by the end of 2025. So that's a wrap.